turning colder as we head into the weekend, and there is talk of disruptive snow. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
Friday, 12th of January.
Snow next week.
That just shows what little you know about running, Charlotte, because it's literally the perfect weather for running.
It's not.
Last week, you mean you ran a bath? Is that what it was?
No, I actually ran.
Ran upstairs?
If you watched my walk across the studio, you know it was a little slower than normal because my legs are quite tight. So for those of you who have started the new year with a run, the weather is looking pretty good. But there are rumours of snow on the way. And you know what? The rumours are true. And I'm going to talk about what's happening and why. But first of all, it is worth bearing in mind we actually have a cold weather alert in force. This is a health warning. It's the social and healthcare services. We have this level across the UK because people who are very vulnerable, very old, very young are susceptible to this cold weather. So hospitals and social care settings taking extra care of those who are at risk. But let's take a look at what's happening with the weather and why. The next few days, the temperature's sitting around about average, but it is a cold Arctic blast that is set to move in as we head through the next few days. So we have cold air waiting in the wings. This weekend, it floods right across the country, so temperatures set to fall again, both by day and by night. But the middle of next week, there's this milder air trying to battle back. And as weather fronts, rain, move into cold air, that brings the risk of snow. So at the moment, we're looking out, most likely Wednesday, for southern areas of England, for the risk of some disruptive snow. Good morning to you. It was a lot colder first off this week, and then actually the last few days haven't been too bad. But it is said to turn a lot colder this weekend. At the moment, temperatures around about average, but cold air is lurking in the Arctic. It's set to spread across the country as we head through this weekend. And then a lot of people saying to me, there is rumours of... But things change as we head through the weekend. So let's take a look at what is happening. So our 7-day outlook works really nicely here. It gives a trend as we head through the next rest of the week. So we'll start off across the north of the UK. So it's Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England. Here's our average line with temperatures, and they're round about where they should be for the time of year. They drop through the end of the weekend, and it turns much colder into next week. These are our daytime highs, by the way, so some widespread hard frost to come. Percentage chance of rainfall largely dry today and tomorrow. Increased chance of some snow showers through Sunday, and we stick with the risk of snow showers into next week. Fortunes further south for England and Wales for the next 7 days. Again, temperatures sitting around about average, but it turns a lot colder, the coldest spell we've seen for a long time into next week. And with that comes largely dry weather for the rest of the weekend and into next week. But it is Wednesday and Thursday. That is when we see the risk of snow. Good morning to you. There are rumours of snow on the way next week. And you know what? It is definitely a possibility because it is set to turn a lot colder. The temperatures the last few days have moderated around about where they should be. This weekend, the Arctic holds on firm. It spreads across the UK, tumbling temperatures by day and by night. And by the middle of next week, good morning to you. There is a lot of talk about whether it's set to turn much colder and if there is snow on the way. The answer is yes to both. Here's why. Temperatures actually the last few days have been around average, but the Arctic is set to drive in as we head through the next few days. A northerly blast bringing down much colder air, and then into the middle of next week, the mild tries to bump back, and as it does so, rain hitting cold air, that brings the risk of some disruptive snow the middle of next week in the south, but it is still all to play for. What we do know is this weekend is colder, it's cloudy, it's windy, and it's cloudy this morning for England and Wales, which means it's frost-free. But a frosty start to the day for Scotland and Northern Ireland, a crisp winter sunshine here, a chilly day, 3 or 4, but temperatures around average, 6 or 7 further south. Tonight, it's clearer, it's colder, temperatures widely around about freezing, but it sets us up for a bright start to our weekend. More sunshine around tomorrow, staying largely dry, and by Sunday, colder still with that northerly blast with the risk of some snow showers.